Welcome to the new Press Start to Design, which is just our game design on the fly end segment. Now it's its own thing.
Yeah, now it's its own complete thing. It's party time.
Yep.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Since we're just gonna since we're we've got the two new humans, spicy meat humans this week. We're just gonna kind of be we're gonna be a little unserious this time. And our Jeff decided for us that our game prompt this week is Nicolas Cage. So we are making a game about Nicolas Cage. Humans, thoughts. What are your thoughts?
Nicolas Cage is the protagonist and the antagonist.
I think that.
But it should be like Ico,
So wait, it's Face Off?
and there should be
Where Nicolas
What?
Cage goes against Nicolas Cage?
I believe we lost Christine
oh, we
actually.
just lost Christine.
Oh, she's dead to us. Oh.
Glenn and or Jeff, could you?
Anyway, I think it should be like an Ico type of game with Nick Cage as the hero, and then he should have the sidekick Tingle, and it'd be a crossover with the Zelda franchise.
I think Glenn, you should. So, folks, as we mentioned on the previous podcast, Glenn won't be here next week because of reasons.
Yeah.
Should just be Nick Cage.
Glenn, do
But
your
no,
job and invite Christine back.
Christine just said her computer's died.
Oh, that's not good. Do we want to restart or? Wait, can she get to power? Oh wait, there she is.
Oh,
Okay then.
Oh wow, Christine appeared.
yeah.
After that,
In video. Oh wait, briefly in video.
What?
There was briefly video of you.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen often.
I don't
I am the silence.
I don't actually show any of our faces. I just put a picture up.
I know.
Yes. So back to my idea before Christine left.
Sorry.
So it's gonna be like Ico, and it's gonna be Nick Cage, and then his partner, Tingle, who has to like call out to like, ah! And then like Tingle follows.
That's not how Nick Cage sounds.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah!
Like put Nick Cage's like freakouts over like the call outs, so it'd be like
No, I feel like the best thing to do with a Nicolas Cage game is to make it a side-scrolling beat 'em up.
Where you're just as a bear.
No, it's Nick Cage.
Just as a
In a
bear.
bear costume.
like
You guys think
River
it's
City
like
Ransom?
what?
like River City Ransom.
Yeah,
Or like the old Ninja Turtle arcade games.
yeah, like the old Ninja Turtle arcade games, like Shank, like Broforce. I think. Now, do you guys think it should be like a single-player beat 'em up, or it should be multiplayer, where you can play like Nick Cage in his various seminal roles? Like, for example, from his role in Con Air, his role in Face Off.
I think that they should be able, since Nick Cage is the protagonist and the antagonist, you should be able to switch characters between the protagonist and antagonist, so you never know who you're really playing.
Like every other chapter.
Well, then, like, well, actually, you could make it like a kind of like Dungeon Keeper, where actually this would be a great game for the Wii U. I just had the best idea ever. No, like seriously, hear me out on this one. So one person, it's played like Dungeon Keeper, where one person plays with a gamepad, and ahead of the players, like they add stuff to the map to fuck with the other players.
And they show up as a giant Nick Cage face.
Yeah,
Like,
they show up.
giant head.
Well, yeah, at the end, of course, they're going to be the final boss, and it's like they're the giant Nick Cage head. But
Well, I was gonna say they could be flying around like a moon or something over sometimes.
Yeah,
I mean,
just
that's
like
when you-
always a constant presence of I'm Nick Cage!
One of the
Yeah, like
you make it like Majora's
moon,
Mask, and
Majora's
make
Mask.
Nick Cage's face the moon.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there like a timer?
one of
No, I don't think there should be. I don't think it should be a timer. Like serious.
Oh, actually, that'd be kind of cool if there was like a time element, like you had to beat the stage in like a
otherwise,
certain.
like,
Oh,
your
you
face would come closer to the
Or-
screen.
Like, you mean a time for the whole game, or do you mean like a time per stage?
Per stage,
First,
I guess.
per stage.
Yeah, I think per stage. And then
Like his face slowly gets bigger as the time goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be great.
And it also strengthens the enemies with his power. So the more time you take, the stronger the enemies get.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's antagonist.
And there would be a risk-reward thing.
Well, no,
like,
I think as time goes by, the fifth player with the gamepad, their options for introducing stuff to the level should get better.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so that way you can
send the I'm a vampire monster.
Yeah, they could say
Or send bees after the players.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I think each of the 4 other players should be able to choose a role Nicolas Cage played, and then based on that they get like a special move that the other players don't have.
Like,
So there's got to be your like.
Isn't he like a wizard in the Sorcerer's Apprentice or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Can one of the things you get, and it's gonna be the last thing you do in the game, but the last level up you get is like a stealth thing, and you have to do a mandatory side mission when you're done to steal the Declaration of Independence?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You start off the game with the Declaration of Independence. It's the map.
Character.
Well,
Yeah. Also, there could be a loot system in the game. Like you can equip various things, and like the closer the time goes to going 0, the enemy drops are better. I was thinking. So like, do you really want to just blow through it, get shitty drops?
That
or
is-
do you want to get?
that is good. I like that.
You want to get like. You want to like wait it out a little bit more and get like really good drops so you can like craft Nicolas Cage things.
No crafting system. That makes.
All right, fine. Just get Nicolas Cage equips.
Yeah, I think that better equips, carry over equipment between stages.
But you risk losing your character.
Yeah.
You risk losing the Nick Cage you have. Like, do you really want to have National Treasure Nick Cage over Bad Lieutenant Nick Cage?
Yes. In my
Would it be kind of like a roguelike? But beat 'em up with your friends.
That could be possible too. Well, it could be like a dungeon crawling
You
RPG
get like an
too.
old school arcade game. If you lose,
Yeah, you lose the character. You have to start all over.
Yeah, so it could be a
everybody-
4-player dungeon crawler like Hammerwatch or something like that.
And like Broforce, you keep switching between Nick Cage. With Nick Cage.
No, I think it should be like if you so if there's a full party wipe, like you should be able to do revives. Like you should be able to revive teammates, but I think you should if there's a full party wipe, you basically have to restart the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
apparently Nicolas Cage was in G-Force as like a weird technical like mole character, so I'm thinking that you could like use that in the game, that the only way you can use technology is to turn into his character from G-Force.
Would there be like a class system based
Yeah.
on characters?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like the wizard from like the Sorcerer's Apprentice would be like the mage.
The
Yeah.
family man would be a ranger. He'd throw cakes at people.
Yeah.
We need to include Ghost Rider in there somehow.
Berserker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ghost Rider would be the barbarian, clearly.
Yeah.
And then how would you get Con Air Nicolas Cage in there?
He'd be like a thief. He'd be a rogue.
Oh yeah, duh.
You need a kick-ass Nicolas Cage in there somehow.
Oh,
Big
man.
Daddy.
That movie went downhill when he died.
That he's played such a variety of roles. We can really start to introduce some really interesting classes. You know, like how Borderlands started messing around with difficulty levels and with the Necromancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that with Nicolas Cage. Like,
Of course.
so maybe there should be maybe not like necessarily a crafting system, but like a skill tree system for each character.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking maybe a class change system.
Like, what do you mean?
Like in Final Fantasy V, you can like change classes or like Bravely Default.
Yeah, that's what I was
So
thinking.
everyone starts off as like a default Nick Cage, and then who's just like the actor, and then
You kind of like evolve into the different.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
you can
that
like
idea.
change your class.
that's actually pretty cool.
And then each class has its own level, so you can multi-class Nick Cages.
I want this
Use-
game.
Yeah, actually, this sounds like a legit awesome game.
So you do like a dream like mix of characters like mix like the Apprentice with like the Berserker Ghost Rider.
Oh my god, the Sorcerer's Ghost Rider. Ooh, or better, you get Nicolas Cage from Moonstruck, plus Nicolas Cage from The Wicker Man.
Oh god.
Okay, wait. What is Sunny? And what is Acid Yellow? Because in the movie Sunny, Nicolas Cage plays Acid Yellow.
Wait, what?
What?
In the movie Sunny, which he apparently acted in, directed, and produced, he played a character called Acid Yellow. What the hell is
I have
this?
no
I've never
idea.
seen that Nick Cage movie. I've never heard of it.
There are a lot of Nick Cage movies that I've never heard of that I'm looking at right now.
Drive Angry.
Yeah.
Oh, Season of the Witch. How could I fucking forget that movie?
I have not. I remember the trailer for that movie. Everyone in the theater was like, "Oh, this movie looks good." And as soon as Nick Cage came on, like the entire audience was just like,
So, like, Season of the Witch, Nick Cage would be a knight. He'd just have
See, I actually think what's great about Nick Cage is that I don't think he's actually a bad actor. I just think he's...
I think that the directors that seek him out are, like, terrible.
No, I.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Honestly,
Like,
Nick Cage is actually
can't
really
say no.
self-aware. He's a very self-aware person. He knows who his like fan base is.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, he
He was
can't
Dr.
ignore-
Tenma in Astro Boy!
Yeah.
Oh,
You didn't know that?
No.
Well, and the thing is, like, he's not a bad actor, but he doesn't say no to movies ever. So he winds up in the weirdest shit.
Christopher Walken as well.
Yeah.
appeared-
Well, I've named this phenomenon in actors. I call it Nicolas Cage syndrome. Like, eventually you'll start to see certain actors come down with it, and they'll start just appearing in whatever crap script gets handed to them.
Yeah.
And it can get pretty bad.
I mean, it's not.
Liam Neeson is an example of someone with rather severe Nicolas Cage
Oh yeah, he was
syndrome.
in the Croods.
There was an episode of Community where they did a class. There was a class you could take on
Nicolas
Nicolas
Cage.
Cage.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
Wait,
And
really?
there's a part at the end of the episode where the character has like a mental breakdown because he can't figure it out. And he just starts screaming at everybody. It's really funny.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I kind of really want to make this Nicolas Cage side-scrolling beat 'em up now.
Yeah, I think it's a good one. And then we're gonna sell it to Nintendo, and that's how we bring up Wii U sales because it's only for Wii U.
Yeah, it's gonna be exclusive.
Yeah. The one downside to this is that it's like to develop it, we'd have to pay like the 5K developer cost.
Could you imagine how many people would back this on Kickstarter?
I know.
Dude,
Well,
forget about the 5K.
we just need
Imagine
Nick
the
to
licensing
actually
costs.
Yeah. The problem is
We-
the licensing.
we-
Well,
Send
no,
out-
it could be like Broforce, where they're just like kind of like those characters, but not necessarily.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah,
since Nick Cage apparently does anything somebody offers him, I mean, he would definitely back this if we
Yeah,
asked
I
him.
mean,
Send him a letter.
if you could get I should get Nicolas Cage to back this. That would be the coolest thing.
We have him do like his own voiceovers, so.
Yeah.
Okay, by the way, does anyone
I
mind
kind of
that?
imagined it as like a 16-bit side scroller where it's like all the there's no voice acting. It's just all like the text bubbles. Or would you guys prefer some like a higher quality?
Commodore 64 level graphics.
Okay then, does anybody mind that I'm calling this episode Press Start to Design Welcome to the Cage?
No, I think that's the perfect title.
Yeah, that's good.
I typed in Nick Cage on Google and I just came up with the weirdest responses.
Send us a link to that.
Okay.
Oh man, Werner Herzog is alive. I thought he was dead. Shit. Anyway, keep going. Sorry.
Okay then, so yeah, he was Dr. Tenma in Astro Boy. You can do a lot with that.
Yeah, you give me the scientist character.
Yeah, and he was also Grud Crude in the Croods.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the king.
That would actually be the barbarian though.
Yeah. You can have multiple types you can have multiple characters be multiple types.
Well, I mean, we like we talked about it. Like, if we're doing, you can multi-class Nick Cages, so that wouldn't necessarily like be a huge like the more options we give players, the more interesting we can get.
You know that like Nick Cage is related to Francis Ford Coppola?
Yeah, he's like isn't he his like cousin?
His nephew. He's nephew.
Okay.
I just thought of something for the game.
And also Jason Schwartzman is Nick Cage's cousin.
What?
But what, Christine? What were you gonna say?
I was just thinking of something for the game. There's this game I played recently where the force of your voice can be used as a power, and I'm just thinking there should be like an audio component to this game.
Oh, there's
The
like a
louder you
mic,
scream,
right?
the stronger Nick Cage gets.
Yes.
Yeah, he could have like a black canary, like a canary cry, like black canary, and you could just yell into the Wii U mic, and then.
Well, I think
Yeah.
like maybe we make it so that like certain maybe we should make this like Dungeons of Dreadmore. Like, have you guys played that?
No.
Where you
That question is always going to be no.
yeah. The beginning of Dungeons of Dread, it's a roguelike, but when at the beginning of the game you choose like a bunch of kind of like mini classes
Mhm.
to build your character at the beginning, and like they give you 7. You can pick up to 7 options, and they give you stuff like math magician. What is it? You can be a bankster.
What?
Yeah, a communist revolutionary. So you can. I played at one point. I played a vampire communist economist. But we could do that. Like over time, you can like unlock class slots for your character.
And you could be like prestige. You can prestige class too.
Yeah.
No, that's a little
That's too much.
too much. I mean, we're already talking about a lot here.
I think we should limit it to 2 class. Like you can only be 2 classes at the same time, though.
You think so?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. You can only mix 2 characters. I mean, if we do a sequel, we could do like 3.
Yeah. Well, and then, but we could make one of the classes like voice-controlled Nicolas Cage. Preferably voice-controlled Nicolas Cage is Nicolas Cage from The Wicker Man.
Yeah. That would work.
So depending on how loud you scream bees.
Yeah.
The more bees go all over like the enemy, like bees come and attack the enemy and stuff like that.
I'm just trying to
That
figure out
would be
what.
a really good idea.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what Nicolas Cage did in A Christmas Carol.
Wait, what? Did he play Scrooge in A Christmas Carol?
No, he played Into Fully.
Who?
I
Wait,
don't know.
I think that's one of the what is it called? I think that's one of the Scrooge's friends or whatever.
Well, just so we like to make things clear to the potential audience for this, which is probably already confused as shit. So what we've landed on so far: side-scrolling beat 'em up. It's got multi-classing. Pick your own class.
Nicolas Cage is the enemy and the protagonist.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage.
Let's
Kinda
switch
like
between them.
roguelike.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage is the enemy and the protagonist. It's for the Wii U, so the antagonist Nicolas Cage is the tablet player,
Yeah.
and gets to add stuff to the level to dick with the normal players.
Which are just Nicolas Cage, so.
Yeah.
That's Nicolas Cage.
It's his multiple personalities. So it will make sense in the game. He's fighting himself.
Yeah, narrative is Nicolas Cage does not need to concern himself with such petty things. Narrative.
I also want like Left Behind Nick Cage, where if he prays and like he would be the priest character. So like he prays and then like God like lightning.
Well, the healer.
No, he's the healer.
Yeah, but he
could
could just use Apprentice for that.
No, Sorcerer's Apprentice is just wizard, straight wizard.
He's like
Oh, okay.
it's like Dumbledore then.
Well, and then there's like you could have the what's the Nicolas Cage movie where he's like he can see the future.
Knowing.
The Knowing or something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
Nick Cage.
but so for the antagonist Nick Cage, we've done a lot for the. Or do you want to leave off for a second episode of Nicolas Cage 2 or Inside the Cage 2.
Return of the Cage.
Return of the Cage.
Return of the Cage.
A national treasure.
Yeah, do we want to call it at this point and talk about Nicolas Cage more about Nicolas Cage
Yeah,
next week?
maybe.
Yeah.
This is a lot.
Okay
Yeah.
then. So we are done with that. Welcome to the Cage. Episode is done.
And we'll see you with more time in the cage next week.
See you
Wow.
guys later.
Bye bye.
Bye.
So long.